Shout out to you all. All right, so let's get this thing underway. First up, who is the bacon of the bacon, egg, and cheese today here at Knicks Deli? Now, so many candidates that you could choose from, but today it's about the Terror Squad, okay? The New York Knicks bench. It is about the Terror Squad today because it was about the Terror Squad yesterday. So, of course, the bacon of the bacon, egg, and cheese. It's got to be Immanuel Quickley. Round of applause for Immanuel Quickley. Let's go. Let's go, IQ. Listen, what more can you say about this young man who is having himself a breakout season? In terms of yesterday's game, this man put up, a low-key 26 points. A little humble 10 rebounds. I'm just going to sneak these 3 assists in here just in case you had any question about my pass. Let me just throw that in there. Just in case you had any doubts. He is locked in. He is locked in. On NBA 2K, his overall rating jumped up about 2 more notches. Maybe a notch. If he was at a 77, he's at a 79 now. IQ showed up and showed out. Once again. Couple of points that I have on his performance. Something I noticed about his game yesterday was that he impacts the game defensively before he does on offense. A couple of times he'll go for a shot. But if he's looking to set up his team, like he looks at the game right now with such a level of discernment at the point guard position, is unbelievable. His growth and his progress. I remember in the early days when he came in, we thought he was a 2. That man had that float game and he had the 3-point shot. The league was talking about his float game. And then Tom Thibodeau gave him the challenge. He says, I see you at the point guard position. He said, first off, no, he didn't. I'm lying on Coach Tibbs. Coach said he's a basketball player. We have a group of basketball players. It was the media that consistently asked him, what position do you see yourself playing? Quick said, I think I could play point. I think I could play multiple positions. He said, but point guard, I'm a point guard. And very early on, all of us, but I stand accused, I can only speak for myself because I know what goes on in my brain. I said, I don't know if I see it, IQ. I don't know if I see it, bro. I don't know. I thought his handle was sloppy early on in his career. I thought his shot was too inconsistent. I didn't think he had the ability to penetrate and get to the basket. And I thought he was too frail because he got knocked off of his base anytime he had the basketball. And this is why it's important to let players grow and develop. Because very early on, a lot of us, man, at different points in times, I'm going to include myself. As Knicks fans, we all know this is true. Very early on, we were just like, I think we need to move on from this player. I think we need to move on. There's going to be some of us that was just like, there was always my guy. What? There was always my guy. I'm going to ride or die. That was always my guy. But at some point in time, each of us have included all of our young players in a trade at one time or another for a particular player. And something different that we've done, this stretch in terms of the years in drafting and developing our players, is that we've done just that. We've taken the small market team approach and taken the time to let these players grow into themselves. Together, we had our own core 4 of Barrett, of IQ, of Obi, and Julius. And we continue to add to that group. Came very close. I mean, very close, like hair follicle thin close of trading them off if an opportunity would have been the right opportunity with the right offer. But the decision we made was to keep them, and now we're seeing the fruits of the labor. We're reaping what we've sown a few years back. And we kept the same farmer cultivating the land. And that's Tom Thibodeau. And now we're seeing the fruits of the labor. Immanuel Quickley he's playing a different level of basketball. And he's contributing to a more contemporary style of play that the New York Knicks have not been known for playing in a long time. It's rare, the number of years going back to the 90s, where it seems as if we played a style of offense and still provided a style of defense that was effective. This is similar to, once again, I hate to keep beating the dead Golden State Warrior horse, but that was the last team that I really knew who played both sides of the ball effectively in top 10 range. So just his improvement and what I've seen from IQ in terms of game control, not putting up the shots. It's almost like a quarterback. He's looking at his first read. He's going through all of his reads, second read, third read. Still have moments where he makes mistakes, but you can go certain games and he doesn't have turnovers. It's just, I don't know, it's just been fun to watch him grow as a New York Knick. So that's one thing that I noticed, that defensively, he'll ratchet it up before he gets his offense going. And that's a sign of maturity, I think, that he brought. Something else that I talked about briefly was just his discernment. He's really playing a high-level point guard. High-level point guard. And the beauty of it is, as the competition ratchets up, as the situations of importance ratchets up, he's elevating his game along with it. And he's our backup. He is our backup. We need to enjoy IQ as long as we have him. IQ is going to be in a position where he starts commanding a lot of money.
Tell him to bring me my money.
And there may be a few seasons where he's going to be the ops. And I hope we get there, not to the point where he's the ops, but I hope we get there to the point where he's in a position to demand a lot of money, because that means he'll have had the opportunity to show up and show out for us as a squad. But, IQ, man, is just good. His scoring, he's picking and choosing the right time to score. That's important for a point guard, knowing when to get your team involved and when to put the ball up. I almost expect his shots, his three-point shots particularly, to go through. I almost expect every time he puts them up for them to be knocked down. And something else that I'm loving about this season's version of IQ is he seems to be an antagonist of the game. He seems to be an antagonist. IQ seems to be an antagonist. Okay? And what I mean by that is, I always, when you see those good teams, New York Knicks were bad for a very long time. So we've been in a situation where we see a lot of teams come in and flex on us in Madison Square Garden, right? Y'all know that to be true. We had a lot of teams who came in to flex on us in Madison Square Garden. And when they do, the part that will, boil my blood will be when they dancing, they gyrate, and they skipping. It's like they're playing with so much joy on our court. And you hate that, because the court, they should be fearful of your home court. Well, what I noticed is IQ doing that on everybody else's court right now. In Boston, that man might as well have been line dancing. As much joy as he was playing with, bouncing. He does that little, that three joint, you know what I mean? I love that. The New York Knicks have young, hungry energy. And he is the leader of the Terror Squad. Man, it's a beautiful thing. And Knicks Nation, we can be hypercritical of our squad, of course. But they ours. Because we watch them day in and day out. We've seen each incremental improvement. We know what steps they need to take to reach greatness. A lot of these Johnny newcomers who are watching on ESPN, on YouTube, on the internet, and getting glimpses, they don't know. So that's why they're surprised. And that's another piece that's exciting as fans. When we start recognizing that they're recognizing what we've seen all along and that their narratives were wrong. And IQ is leading the charge. So today here in Knicks Deli, the bacon of the bacon, egg, and cheese is mother flipping Immanuel Quickley, our sixth man of the year. So round of applause for mother flipping Immanuel Quickley.